Hi guys. Hi there world. It's Jonathan. Happy Sunday. I just got back from I think an hour run, I believe. And I was just, going like this and this, and I was wearing these gloves, the pink gloves. But colors today. Colors. So, my theory on storms and change and is sometimes there's too much emergency energy. Now, it is good to be prepared, but just to stay cool, calm, collected, and sparkly and grounded and know that only Mother Nature will take its course. Mother Nature will take its course whether we like it or not, whether we want to believe it or not. Um, you know, with politicians, they just, they're like this. And what we need to do is to come together as one human family. Now, I don't know much about politics, but I know much about color. And I don't know much about writing papers, but I know a lot about writing poems. I know some things about writing poems and colors and words and vocab and placing things together and creating. I'm very talented in that area of creating and therapeutic color. And when I was 18, I went to an Ayurvedic doctor up in New Hampshire, and that's when I went to the meeting school. And I went to the meeting school for my last years of high school, and lately I've been thinking of my friends and family that I've made there, and I just want to send them love and light and peace and harmony. And it comes to show that just simply what I learned being at the meeting school and just in my life in general, because I can only speak for, um, my individual experience in the world, is that we mustn't be afraid to take the first step. And if you really want to do something, and there are plenty of things that I want to do. I want to publish my first book of poetry. And I know it's easier to talk about it than to do it. And this is why, because I know like in the fall, we have a tendency to, we, meaning you and I, and, we have a tendency because if there's not sun, like there's no sun today, so like we're lacking in vitamin D. And so, working at a health food store and who I went to the meeting school, went to Landmark College, and working at the health food store and learning about things every day, how things work, how they fall apart, what is good for you, what is not good for you, is it too much, is it too little, being a vegetarian, it can be a struggle, and just being an individual can be a struggle, but it doesn't have to be a struggle, because with places like health food stores and educational institutions and I want to go back to school. I'm 29 years old and I want to go back to school, and I've been out of the school loop since spring of '07, but being out of school and exploring and self-discovery and trials and tribulations and meeting friends and friends passing, and there's just so much to say. That's why I'm going to write my book. And I want to give a shout out to my friends, everyone at the bunkhouse, everyone at the meeting school, everyone at Cornucopia, everyone who who I've crossed paths with, and who I have yet to cross paths with. I've always known that I was different, and I used to be afraid to let on that I know that I'm different, and as soon as you realize that you are different, and that, which isn't necessarily a negative thing, like you compare apples and oranges, you don't need to compare apples and oranges, and like, so as soon as you accept the fact that you are different in what's inside your heart, not from one another, because we are all one human family. And so my friends and I have gotten together, and this is our team shift. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/the Master Shift. And so we also made a video, and we got together on Cedar Beach. This was in the, summer. And so now we're preparing for 12-12-12, and this is collective. This is a collective vibe. This isn't just an exclusive. This is collective. We are here together. We are here together despite the weather. And sometimes they notice the feather. And sometimes they only talk about the weather. And this is an impromptu poem so it takes one to know one. It takes someone to do God's work. Collectively, He wants us to work in teams. We are being advised to work in teams. You see, we are no different than one another, but we are all gifted with very similar gifts, but different gifts. That is what makes up the rainbow spectrum. And what I've learned is that when I worked with an autistic child when I was 18 and he was 4 years old, I learned that this kid is here for the new earth. I'm very fortunate to have grown up in a spiritual family. I mean, we grew up Episcopalian and Christian and, interfaith, I'll say interfaith. And so I've gained this knowledge through meditation and through going to ashrams and going to spiritual places and learning and just exploring and simply just asking questions. I remember I used to ask a lot of questions, and I know some of you and my friends know I used to ask like tons and tons of questions because I was inquisitive, because I'm as inquisitive as a child. And so interested curiosity. And so what I learned is that if we don't ask questions, we don't learn. And so there is no shameful question, but you wouldn't want to ask, personal questions, but you know what I'm saying. But so there's so much to be said, and that is why I'm going to start writing my book. And easier said than done, but I'm going to just clear my space here and write my book. And so I have quit drinking, and that was one of the hardest decisions to make, because as an adult, you turn 18 and then you turn 21, and you're like, ooh, I could drink, and then it's like, wait a minute. I told myself when I was 17 that I wouldn't drink. But if you do drink, just know that you're in control of that, and that once you Because sometimes, and you need to know what enough is enough. And so there's so many topics that I want to talk about. And that is why I'm going to write my book. And so, you know, stay focused and stay loving and stay present in your life. And you will see the miraculous changes that are occurring as we speak. As we speak, as we all speak, as we all think, as we all feel. And simply just be you. And it does get better. It gets better. It gets better. I'm Jonathan. And you could find my YouTube channel. If you haven't already found it, it's youtube.com/Mr. Cosmic 07. That's MISTER COSMIC 07. Stay calm, cool, and collected. God bless. God bless. Let there be light, let there be you, coming forth, coming forth, coming forth, out of the old paradigm. By the way, I have all this energy because I run, and I take very good care of myself, and, you know,